At one point, Warner Brothers considered blowing up everything we knew about Man of Steel, literally. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. While Zack Snyder had shaped the Superman mythos with his gritty style, the studio reportedly flirted with the idea of bringing in none other than Michael Bay for the sequel. It would have been a radical tonal shift, swapping slow-mo brooding for Bayhem. Though it never materialized, the thought alone explains just how unhinged the studio was in its search for a new direction post-Snyder. The cape stayed, but the vision nearly got nuked. Warner Brothers almost brought in Michael Bay to direct Man of Steel 2, nearly swapping Snyder's brooding vision for explosive Bayhem. Yeah, it got wild. This Superman isn't just any flick, it's the litmus test for Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav's ambitious plan to reboot the DC Universe after years of inconsistent efforts. With a $225 million budget, the film needs to soar past $700 million worldwide to be a real hit. An insider revealed, if it hits $500 million, it turns a profit, but $700 million is where it truly counts, via the wrap. Cavill's earlier Superman outings, Man of Steel, $670 million, and Batman v Superman, $874 million, set the bar but never launched a lasting universe. Now, David Corenswet steps into the cape, alongside Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, with a younger cast that's more fresh-faced than A-list draw. Warner Brothers almost swapped Zack Snyder for Michael Bay in Man of Steel 2. Back in 2022, the studio eyed Bay to direct a new Superman film starring Henry Cavill, before James Gunn took the reins for the upcoming reboot launching the DCU on July 11th. After the Discovery-Warner Media merger and leadership shakeups, Zaslav has positioned Gunn and Safran as the new DC power duo, reporting directly to him and mirroring Marvel's successful setup. As Zaslav said, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Supergirl are big asset builders for the company worldwide. The stakes are huge. This film kicks off a 10-year interconnected plan by Gunn and co-CEO Peter Safran, aiming to rival the MCU. But if Superman falters, the whole plan could wobble. DC's cautious, greenlighting only Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow so far, while shelving riskier projects like Sergeant Rock. Green Lantern was what had come to me. Green Lantern's a tough one. The power is very challenging, and I cracked it and it was fun, and watching learn how to use that power, and giving that power a flaw, so that it was not pure invincibility. That's the thing that made him. Yeah, you have infinite power, but you only have so much battery life and that can run out at inconvenient times. That, for me, solved the whole Green Lantern problem. This flaw added real stakes. No invincible hero here. The conflict worked because Superman and Green Lantern shared amazing similarities, McQuarrie said, which led to an amazing universe-expanding resolution. Costume designs weren't the focus. Tension and stakes were. The vision was bold, fresh, and might yet inspire future DC projects. Even though fans were robbed of from the Man of Steel 2, the upcoming movies might just soothe the wound. The failed Man of Steel 2 pitch featured an amazing conflict between Superman and another Justice League member, Green Lantern. Director Christopher McQuarrie teamed up with Henry Cavill to craft a sequel that never happened but promised big drama. James Gunn wants John Cena's Peacemaker to fight Batman in the DCU, but fans doubt the antihero's chances against the Dark Knight. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn has come a long way since just being a mastermind visionary filmmaker, considering how he will be officially launching his revamped version of the DC Universe soon as its co-CEO with the upcoming Superman. But that is to say, the Brainbox isn't eyeing limits, especially when it comes to his vision for John Cena's Peacemaker. AD. John Cena has been pulling off quite a few unprecedented moves as of late. Be it his unexpected gig at WWE of turning into a heel after his longtime run as a babyface or the out-of-this-world roles that he somehow seems to score, the actor and professional wrestler hasn't been hesitating lately to leave his fans perplexed by his choices and opinions. But the latest wish that has reportedly been expressed for him has ostensibly taken a different turn, as it appears to be a bit too much of an impossible dream to come true, even for fans. This is because DCU co-CEO James Gunn has candidly put forward his vision of having him fight with Batman at some point in his revamped version of the Superverse. Of course, Cena's character is a major and important one in the DC lore, but he's arguably not as significant and influential of a character as the Caped Crusader, who is basically the cornerstone of the DC universe. As it turns out, Gunn is reportedly envisioning pitting Cena's antihero against the Dark Knight at some point in his DCU. This was reported by @Homioftku on X, in the wake of the recently held panel at the CCXP Mexico 2025, where both the respective director as well as the actor were present to talk about the upcoming Season 2 of Peacemaker. James Gunn says he wants to see Peacemaker fight Batman at some point in the DCU. While Gunn didn't hesitate to put it out there how he is ostensibly visualizing having these two characters from completely different ends of the same world face off against each other, fans aren't hesitating either to make fun of the idea. If anything, they just can't see Bruce Wayne and Chris Smith share the screen, or the latter winning against the former. That said, taking to X, here's how they have been reacting to the same. For one, while Batman is a foundational member of the Justice League and a key figure in Gotham City's fight against crime, Peacemaker, on the other hand, is primarily a character in the Suicide Squad and has a more antagonistic role in the universe. This is why even fans are seeing this as a rather impossible dream to come true. But is it actually Gunn's wish to have them fight, or was this just something he put out there to pique fans' interest in Peacemaker? Guess only time can answer that, perhaps, with the release of the second season of Cena's anti-hero series. Needless to say, all of these fan reactions are more than enough to put it out there that Cena's character won't really be able to put up a fair fight against the Caped Crusader and might be beaten a bit too soon. David Corenswet's Superman shares the same $225 million budget as Henry Cavill's Man of Steel, but can James Gunn's reboot actually deliver success? Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Who would have thought that two Supermen, a decade apart, would cost Warner Brothers the exact same amount to take flight? Yup, David Corenswet's upcoming Superman, 2025, and Henry Cavill's Man of Steel, 2013, were both made with a massive $225 million budget via the wrap. That's the price tag for saving the world, apparently. It's almost time, and David Corenswet is soaring into the theaters on July 11th in his iconic red cape, ready to replace Henry Cavill as the new Superman. But here's where the plot thickens. His upcoming 2025 film has the exact same budget as Cavill's 2013 Man of Steel, a whopping $225 million. Talk about DC's déjà vu. With James Gunn at the helm and DC's future hanging by a thread, David Corenswet's Superman isn't just another reboot. It's a high-stakes gamble, especially when DC and Warner Brothers have struggled for years to build a cohesive cinematic universe. So now, the question remains, will it fly high or crash under the weight of superhero fatigue? Let's find out. Fast forward to now, and things are trickier. The superhero world is flooded, audiences are a bit burnt out, and streaming has changed how we watch everything. So while the budget might be the same, the expectations are higher than ever. David Corenswet's Superman has to win over skeptics, impress the box office, and basically rescue DC from years of chaos. While Henry Cavill's debut had Krypton exploding and buildings crashing left and right, we're now waiting to see if James Gunn and David Corenswet can stretch every dollar into an epic story that fans won't forget. Back in 2013, Zack Snyder's Man of Steel may have been a little polarizing, but it sure brought in the cash, $667 worldwide. Plus, the movie also made another $120 million from home video sales,